Hi everyone. So Lane wanted me to show you some new things that we discovered about sequential order and how it works. So I'm gonna work in my sandbox because goodness knows I don't want to mess anything up in my regular classes. So I'm going to go to my home page in my sandbox and I'm gonna go to my modules. So, like many of us, we're planning with the goal that students are going in sequential order. We want them to go through it because we're adding that progression and we want them to follow it. Before, when we did sequential order, students were still able to kind of click through the module, but we found a way to fix all that. So you'll go to your little three dots on the side of whichever module you want to work in, and you're going to edit. Now when you get to the edits, you're going to add requirements. So there are two buttons for you to click on. Students must complete all of these requirements, or students must complete one of these requirements. If you click on this, they're only going to focus on whatever you add here. We really want them to do all the requirements inside the module. And you also want them to move in sequential order. So a lot of us were just clicking this and updating and being done. But what we forgot to see, or what we weren't seeing, was it says Module 3 Overview, view the item. So the moment they clicked and viewed this item, they could click all the way around in the module however they wanted. Because if you look back, there's nothing here underneath saying anything specific about what they needed to do. So again, the three buttons, edit, we're going to add those requirements, we're going to make sure it's all requirements, and we're going to do that sequential order. Here is where you're going to start adding all the different components that you want them to work within your module. So in module 3, I want them to read all that information and mark done when they're finished reading everything. This way they have a checklist that they've read it, and you can see that they read it. And then I'm going to add additional requirements. And then the next page I want them to look at is my resources page. And again, I also want them to mark done. And I'm going to go through my whole module because I want them to complete everything in the module and I want them to do it in a specific order. And I'm going to get a mark done. So the next one is discussion board. In the discussion board, I want them to submit assignment. And then the quiz, this is a really important quiz and I want to make them get at least a 70 on it before they move on to the next quiz. So score at least a 70. So when they're working in that module, they have to score a 70 to move on to the next item, which is going to be the second quiz. And then there I want them to score an 80 or higher, however you want to set it. And then the last thing on my module is the ending notes. And I want them to mark that as done as well. So you can say that you just want them to view it. So now when we hit update, I've got everything in my module set as a requirement. So here, if you notice, it's no longer blank underneath. It says mark done, submit, score at least a 70, score at least a 80, and view. So when students go in, all of this area is going to be grayed out and they have to go through and mark as done. So when they click onto the module overview, they're going to have that button up at the top here that says mark done. So there is how you can make sure that the students are going through your entire module in a specific order and they're accomplishing the goals that you want them to accomplish. And once they have that mark done, they'll get those check marks all the way down their module to help them know that they're done. Hope that helps. Have a good one.